7, 8, 9. The transmission cut. Elias looked at his empty hands. For once, 10 seconds felt too short. Owen Price did not move. He stood in the pharmacy prep room doorway with both hands wrapped around the handle of the ruined supply cart, knuckles pale, eyes fixed on Mara's radio as if staring hard enough could bring the voice back. Laura Price in maternity. 12 survivors. 1 newborn. Ward doors failing. Something counting outside. The words did not fade after the static swallowed them. They stayed in the air, arranging themselves into a problem no decent person could ignore and no sensible person would rush toward. Mara reached for the radio.
Laura Price, this is Mara Vale. Repeat your status.
Static answered.
Laura, if you hear me, transmit once for alive.
Nothing. Owen made a small sound. Kay closed the trauma bag and stood.
We have the antibiotics, saline and surgical supplies. We should move. Back to Chapel Ward.
Owen turned on her.
No.
Mara's face hardened.
Owen.
No, that was my daughter.
And if we run into a counting monster with a cart full of supplies and no plan, your daughter gets 4 more corpses outside her door.
Owen flinched as if she had slapped him. Kay's eyes flashed.
Mara, what do you want me, softer or useful? Both would be refreshing.
Fire sparked around Mara's fingers. Elias raised one hand.
Stop.
No one stopped because he was in charge. They stopped because he sounded like a man listening to a clock. He looked at the pharmacy prep room. Cabinets, refrigerated meds, scorched doorway, broken IV pole, damaged cart, a clipboard trap loaded near the east corridor.
Stored action, throw clipboard east corridor interruption.
1 loaded action. 1 team. 1 father about to do something brave and fatal if nobody gave him a better shape for it. Elias opened field red.
Objectives, return supplies, rescue maternity survivors. Constraints, Owen emotional risk, Mara fatigue, K medical load, unknown counting threat, daylight remaining 11 hours 56 minutes. Cart load, high value, reduced maneuverability. Team morale, fracture imminent.
We split the problem.
Mara's eyes narrowed.
Not the team.
The problem, not the team.
He pointed at the supply cart.
We cannot take everything to maternity. Too slow. We cannot return all the way to Chapel Ward first. Too much time. So we cache the heavy supplies in a defensible room on level 5, mark it Radio Helena, then move light to maternity with essentials.
Kay nodded slowly.
Antibiotics, trauma kit, saline, neonatal supplies if we have any. We do.
Mara's jaw stayed tight.
Not enough. Enough to matter.
Owen swallowed.
And Laura.
We go to her, but we go in a way that gives her a chance after we arrive.
That got through. Not all the way. Enough. Owen nodded once. Mara looked at Elias for a long second, then keyed the radio.
Chapel Ward, this is medical team. We have supplies. Maternity distress call received. We are caching bulk supplies in oncology pharmacy prep and proceeding to maternity with essentials.
Static. Then Helena's voice, sharper than before.
Negative, return with supplies.
Mara closed her eyes. Elias took the radio gently from her before the reply could become a fight.
Helena, this is Elias.
I know.
Laura Price reported 12 survivors and 1 newborn, doors failing. Unknown threat counting outside.
I heard the transmission.
If we return first, they may not have doors.
Silence. Not static. Judgment.
Your team is wounded and carrying critical resources.
Yes.
Your combat capacity is limited.
Yes.
Your plan is irresponsible.
Less than improvising one later.
Kay muttered.
That is horrifyingly honest.
Helena exhaled over the radio.
Cache locations.
Oncology pharmacy prep room. Door damaged but closable. We will wedge it from inside, leave marked supplies in cabinets and take essentials.
Radio check every 2 minutes.
Understood.
If you encounter a threat level above 4, you retreat.
Elias looked at the blackened remains of the monitor mimic.
Define encounter.
Elias.
Understood.
The radio clicked off. Mara took it back.
She likes you.
That sounded like liking.
From Helena, yes.
They moved fast. Not rushed. Rushed was how fingers slipped, labels were missed, doors were left unsecured, and monsters learned your schedule. Fast meant each person knew the next task before finishing the current one. Kay packed a trauma bag with antibiotics, saline, sterile tubing, gauze, syringes, neonatal blankets, 2 tiny oxygen masks, and anything she muttered at but did not explain. Mara took pain medication, burn dressings, and glucose. Owen secured the bulk supplies inside 2 cabinets and used a broken mop handle to brace the damaged pharmacy door from within. Elias prepared the room. He did not have time for elegant traps. He had time for useful ones. He released the stored clipboard toward the east corridor. It struck the wall with a clatter that echoed away from the pharmacy, drawing nothing visible. Then he loaded a new action. He took the broken IV pole in both hands and made a hard horizontal swing at chest height. Nothing moved. He stored it.
Stored action, swing IV pole pharmacy doorway sweep.
Then he placed the pole across the inside of the doorway, balanced on 2 chair backs at the height of something entering too quickly. Mara watched.
How many can you hold?
1.
So if we need the slot later,
I release it.
and hope it hits something useful.
Hope is not the plans.
Good.
It is a load-bearing accessory.
She almost smiled. Almost. They left the bulk supplies behind and stepped back into level 5. The route to maternity required crossing west to the main patient elevators, then taking the staff stairs up half a floor to the maternity access corridor that connected to level 5's neonatal observation wing. Hospitals were not designed by people who expected apocalypses to navigate them politely. The first 2 minutes were quiet. Quiet had become a suspicious material. The team passed rooms where daylight painted empty beds. In one, a television still played a morning cooking show with no sound. A woman on the screen smiled over a bowl of chopped herbs while the world below her ran on blood and blue text. Kay looked at it for half a second.
I hate her.
The cook.
Her intact kitchen.
Mara pressed the radio.
Medical team check, moving west, no contact. Received.
They continued. At the corner near the family waiting room, Elias stopped. Field Ride tugged at him. Not danger exactly. Pattern. The floor ahead was clean. Too clean. Every corridor they had crossed contained dust, blood, debris, or drag marks. This one looked freshly mopped. The tiles shone under the fluorescent lights. Even the baseboards were spotless.
Back.
Owen froze. Mara lifted one burning hand. Kay stepped behind a support column. The Klein corridor waited.
What is it?
I do not know.
That answer is getting old.
The floor is wrong.
Mara looked down the hall.
Clean.
Exactly.
Is clean bad now?
Everything is auditioning.
Elias crouched and picked up a loose plastic cap from the floor. He rolled it down the corridor. The cap traveled 6 feet, then stopped. Not slowed. stopped. It stood on edge, trembling. Blue-white text flickered above the tile.
Sterile Patch. Environmental hazard.
The cap dissolved. No smoke, no sound. One moment plastic. The next absence. Kay took a careful step backward.
That floor sterilized the cap.
Aggressively.
Mara's face had gone still.
That corridor leads to neonatal observation.
Can we go around?
Owen pointed to a staff map on the wall.
Maintenance hall behind laundry. Longer.
How much longer?
8 minutes if clear.
It will not be clear.
No one disagreed. Elias studied the sterile patch. Environmental hazard, not monster. Maybe a system mutation. Maybe the hospital's idea of cleanliness after midnight had become theological.
Can fire burn it?
Mara's expression said she was offended by the concept, but considering it.
Maybe. Do not maybe the dissolving floors.
Elias looked at the walls. Handrails ran along both sides of the corridor, metal bolted into studs. The sterile patch covered the floor from wall to wall, but not the walls. A service cart sat abandoned on their side of the hazard.
We bridge it.
Mara followed his gaze.
With what?
Cart chairs, doors if we can remove them.
Direct contact may dissolve anything touching the floor.
Then nothing touches long.
Owen looked from the cart to the corridor.
I can carry weight.
Not across that.
I did not mean people. I mean I can hold the cart up while you move it.
His voice was still shaken, but steadier now that a problem had handles. They made a bridge. It was ugly. They pulled 2 waiting room benches to the threshold, tilted the service cart onto its side, and used the wall handrails as supports. Mara burned through the screws of a supply closet door, and Owen lifted the whole slab like a man carrying a stubborn mattress. Elias loaded a stored action with a shove against the far end of the door, then placed the door carefully across the gap with Owen holding most of its weight.
Stored action, shove door bridge forward.
On my release, let it slide.
If it touches the floor.
We move before the floor wins.
Comforting.
Not my goals.
Mara stepped onto the bench first, then the cart, then the door bridge. The door flexed under her weight. The sterile patch beneath it began eating through the paint in tiny white freckles.
Fast.
Owen crossed next with the trauma bag and nearly lost his footing. Kay grabbed his wrist, and Mara caught the bag before it swung down. Elias waited until the others were across. The door bridge sagged. White freckles became holes.
Elias.
I know.
He stepped onto the cart. The world narrowed to metal, wall, handrail, and dissolving door. He crossed halfway. The door cracked. Not a big crack. A polite one. The kind that announced worse news in a calm voice. Elias focused on the stored shove. Release her. The far end of the door lurched forward with the force he had given it earlier. It slid 3 feet across the handrail supports, carrying him with it as the section behind him collapsed into the sterile patch and vanished. Kay grabbed his collar on the far side and hauled. Immediately. He landed on safe tile as the last of the door dissolved behind him. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Mara said,
I dislike how useful that was. You can dislike it after we rescue the baby.
Mara nodded once. They moved. The next radio check came late by 30 seconds. Helena noticed.
Report. Environmental hazard, sterile patch crossed without injury. Sterile patch. Floor that deletes things.
Static.
Repeat. No.
They reached the maternity access corridor at 9:04 a.m. The doors were at the far end. They were still standing. Barely. Maternity ward had been sealed behind double security doors painted with faded cartoon clouds. Someone had pushed hospital beds, cabinets, and a rolling bassinet against the inside. Through the reinforced glass slits, Elias saw movement, faces, hands, a woman in blue scrubs. Owen ran.
Laura.
Kay caught him before Elias could try.
Look first.
Owen shook under her hands, but he stopped. The corridor outside the doors was full of numbers. They had been written on the walls, floor, ceiling tiles, and glass in thin black lines, not ink. Elias did not want to know. Some numbers were neat, others jagged, all counted upward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dozens of sequences. Hundreds. Every sequence stopped at 9. None reached 10. Mara's fire went low and tight.
Where is it?
The answer came from above.
1.
The voice was dry. Patient. Many voices speaking the same word through one throat. Elias looked up. Something clung to the ceiling 20 feet from the maternity doors. At first it looked like a person pressed flat against the tiles. Then it turned its head all the way around, and Elias understood it had too many joints for personhood to remain on the table. It was long and pale, with arms folded backward along the ceiling. Its fingers were dipped in black. Its mouth had no lips, only a narrow vertical split that opened when it counted.
Tallyman. Threat level 5.
2.
Black marks appeared on the wall beside Owen's shoulder. Not written by hand. Written by rule. Elias pulled Owen back. Nothing happened. 1.
Do not move twice.
2. Mara looked at him.
What?
3.
It counts actions.
4.
You do not know that.
5. Kay's eyes flicked to the wall.
It counted Owen's runs.
6.
It is marking sequences.
7. The Tallyman smiled. 8. Owen whispered.
Laura.
9. The maternity doors rattled as someone inside pushed a note against the glass. 10. Elias' delayed pull arrived, dragging Owen back just as the Tallyman's hand stabbed down from the ceiling. Its black-dipped fingers pierced the tile where Owen had stood. A number appeared there. 10. The tile cracked. Everything within a 3-foot circle imploded silently, leaving a clean round bite in the floor. Kay went white.
It counts to 10, then deletes the target.
Not target position.
That distinction is awful.
The Tallyman withdrew its hand and began again.
1.
They froze. The doors at the end of the hall shook. Laura Price pressed her face near the glass slit.
Dad!
Owen made a sound that was almost a sob. Mara raised her radio.
Chapel Ward maternity contact, threat level 5, Tallyman counts actions or positions, need guidance.
Static. Then Helena.
Retreat.
No. 2.
Elias closed his eyes for half a second. Threat level 5. Retreat was the correct order. The baby cried behind the maternity doors. Correct was not always available.
We are not retreating.
Helena's voice hardened.
Elias!
We have visual survivors.
You cannot fight a level 5 in a corridor.
He looked at the numbers stopping at 9.
I do not think it wants a fight.
What does it want?
3.
Elias opened field red until the world became angles and risks.
Tallyman action counting predator, position deletion at count 10, ceiling mobility, patient attack rhythm. Maternity doors, barricaded from inside, failing hinges. Survivors 12 plus newborn, high panic. Owen action risk extreme. Store action empty. Delay 10 seconds.
The monster counted to 10. Elias lived 10 seconds late. That was not coincidence. That was either a joke or an invitation.
It wants clean sequences.
Mara's jaw tightened.
It's meaning.
It counts repeated engagement. Movement, sound, maybe attempts to open the door. Every time people react, it builds toward 10 and deletes the place they were using.
So what do we do?
Elias looked at the ceiling. The Tallyman looked back.
We give it the wrong tenths.
Kay stared at him.
That sentence is how I know the plan is bad.
Probably.
4.
Elias moved carefully toward a fallen wall sign near the corridor edge. The Tallyman's head followed him. No count. Interesting. Slow movement did not count, or movement within one action, or it had already counted and was waiting. He picked up the sign.
5.
Object interaction counted. Good to know.
Elias,
I need 9s.
you need fewer head injuries.
He held the sign like a throwing disc. He made a hard throw toward the empty floor under the Tallyman. Nothing happened. He stored it.
Stored action throw wall sign under Tallyman.
The Tallyman smiled wider.
6.
It had counted the attempt. Elias set the sign gently on the floor by his foot. No count. Then he backed away. No count.
K when I say get Owen to the left wall.
Left wall has numbers.
Everything has numbers.
Comforting remains bad.
Mara, can you burn ceiling tile without blasting the corridor?
Yes,
On 9s, burn above it.
that makes it fall.
Maybe.
You are banned from maybes.
On 9s.
7.
The maternity doors shuddered. Inside, Laura pushed the note harder against the glass. Kay squinted. Written on the paper.
It counts any fast action. Do not panic. Baby status system blessed.
Kay went still.
Elias,
I see it.
System blessed. That was new. Of course it was new. The apocalypse had put a rare status effect on a newborn and a counting monster at the door. Because subtlety had died before midnight.
8.
Elias breathed in. Slowly. He looked at Owen.
Your daughter is alive. Do exactly what K tells you.
Owen nodded with his whole body trembling.
9.
No.
Mara raised one hand and sent a thin line of fire across the ceiling. The tile above the Tallyman blackened and cracked. The monster lunged. At Mara. Fast. Kay dragged Owen left. Elias released the stored throw. The wall sign launched from the floor, not from his hand, skimming low under the Tallyman's descending body. It struck the exact patch of tile where the monster's hand would land. Not hard enough to injure. Hard enough to make contact.
10.
The dilation rule triggered. On the sign. On the floor beneath the sign. On the space the Tallyman had committed its weight to. A perfect circle vanished from the corridor. The Tallyman's hand punched into absence. Its body followed momentum into a hole that had not existed a heartbeat earlier. The creature shrieked, half falling, half clinging to the ceiling with its remaining limbs. Mara's fire hit the cracked ceiling tile above it. The tile gave way. The Tallyman dropped. Not all the way, it caught the doorframe with two black fingers, body hanging over the deletion hole, mouth split wide in fury.
1.
No.
Elias kicked the fallen oxygen mask at its fingers. Nothing happened. 1. The Tallyman pulled itself upward. 2. Mara ran forward, fire in both hands. 3.
Mara, don't.
4. The monster's head snapped toward Mara. 5. Elias could not stop her. 6. But he had not aimed at her. 7. The mask slid. 8. The Tallyman climbed. 9. Mara thrust fire into its face. 10. The oxygen mask struck the monster's black fingers. It did not hurt. It distracted. Its grip shifted. Mara's flame entered its open mouth. The Tallyman screamed numbers backward.
9876.
The maternity doors burst open from inside. Laura Price stood there in blue scrubs, a metal bassinet behind her, a scalpel in one hand and terror in her face.
Down.
Everyone dropped. Immediately except Elias, who tried and had to wait. 1. Laura threw a bundle of blankets under the Tallyman. 2. Mara stumbled backward. 3. Owen reached for his daughter. 4. Kay slammed him against the wall. 5. The Tallyman fell. 6. The bundle moved. 7. Not blankets. 8. A hospital warmer pad jury-rigged with battery packs. 9. Glowing red hot. 10. Elias' delayed drop arrived. He hit the floor as the Tallyman landed on the heated pad. It convulsed. Mara's fire still burned inside its mouth. The deletion hole beneath it widened as its own counting rule collapsed into panic. Numbers erupted across the walls, racing past 10, 20, 30, too fast to hold meaning. The Tallyman folded inward. Like paper. Like a countdown reaching 0. Then it was gone.
Threat defeated, Tallyman. Experience gained, 64. High-risk tactical kill registered. Party contribution registered. Level increased.
Elias stayed on the floor. It seemed like a respectable place. Owen did not. He scrambled to Laura and wrapped her in a hug so fierce she nearly dropped the scalpel. For 1 second she fought him on instinct, then she realized who held her and broke apart completely.
Dad!
I have you, I have you.
Mara leaned against the wall, breathing hard, flames guttering down to sparks. Kay looked at Elias on the floor.
You alive?
I am developing a fondness for horizontal strategy.
That means alive.
Laura pulled back from her father, wiping her face with the heel of one hand.
We have injured inside, too serious. The baby is stable, but the system keeps showing messages when anyone touches him.
Mara straightened.
Show me.
They entered maternity. The ward smelled of formula, blood, disinfectant, and fear. Beds and cabinets had been shoved against the doors. 12 survivors huddled inside, nurses, 2 patients, 1 security guard with a broken arm, 3 visitors, and a young mother sitting in a recliner with a newborn wrapped against her chest. The mother looked no older than 20. The baby slept. Above him, blue-white text shimmered.
Participant Noah Bell. Age 11 hours. Status system blessed. Blessing Dawnheart. Effect safe zone integrity increases while participant remains alive and within refuge. World event notice. Blessed participants will be revealed to nearby hostile entities at next sunset.
Kay whispered something Elias did not catch. Mara went very still. Owen held Laura tighter. Elias stared at the sleeping newborn. The hospital had not been hunting randomly. It had been counting down to him.